This is Umre, part of the lush and tropical Western Ghats. To a city-living folk, all forests seem alike. But to the people living in the Ghats, their forests are Devrai, sacred groves.
जंगल तोडण्यामुळे पर्यावरणात समतोल पर्यावरणाचा तो ढासळतो आणि त्याच्यामुळे अनेक नुकसान होतात.
ते जंगलामध्ये वनस्पती आहेत वेगवेगळ्या झाडं, काय झाडं औषधिक आहेत, काय झाडं पशुपक्ष्यांना जगवणारी आहेत.
Sometimes scientific study ends up confirming a long-held belief. The Western Ghats are amongst the world's 8 most important biodiversity hotspots. It is an intricate ecosystem, home to numerous species, with new species waiting to surprise us. It is very fragile and needs to be protected, especially in this dire era of climate change. The Western Ghats are the source of many life-giving rivers. The forests here trap the rain and feed the giant river basins that support millions of people and their farmland. Without adequate forest cover, the rain ends up causing soil erosion. This in turn leads to flooding and, eventually, infertile land for the farmers. Though declared an ecologically sensitive area, the privately owned forests here are under constant threat. The loggers reap short-term benefits by exploiting the forest for timber. To save these forests, the people were made to realize that tree felling is unsustainable and that deforestation is ultimately disastrous for the environment and the future. This was done under the guidance of AERF and backed by DCB Bank. The people of Umre have stepped up to sustainably manage and restore the forest by way of conservation agreements.
Deforestation is a bigger issue here. It is also a driver of climate change, but Applied Environmental Research Foundation for last 10 years is following a very innovative and unique approach to make people understand what is the value of standing forest rather than cutting it and seeing the value of logs. Through our program of conservation agreements, we try to provide incentives to local people for not cutting the forest.
Through community participation, forest stewards or Van Rakshaks have been appointed. They are the eyes and ears of the local community to combat illegal logging and serve as spotters for forest fires. Farmers were educated to shift to a more sustainable cycle of farming that in the off-season encourages the farmers to take part in forest conservation activities and harvest forest produce. Through education, understanding and dialogue with the villagers, DCB Bank's project has served to extend the initial conservation commitments of 5 years to 15 years. Along the way, the community has begun to follow sustainable practices of harnessing the economic potential on private land. It is their desire to preserve their forest, their sacred grove for their children. It is our responsibility to assist them, combat climate change, and build a safe and sustainable future together.